Hello everybody, how's it going? We're going to start our weapons class here soon in a second. Today we're going to be going over quite a bit of Escrima again. Today, I also wanted to go through more of the basics and talk about why we do certain strikes, where we're aiming for, how do you counter them, and if we have time, you know what? I may just show you a black belt Escrima form that we do. We call it trace. So it's one of my favorite things that we go through in terms of weapons class, but also, I find that it's one of the more useful ones, right? It's hard to find nunchucks out in the wild and a bow staff, but finding something that could work like an Escrima is a lot easier. I'm not saying that it won't be difficult still, but it'll be a lot easier to find something around this height and weight and figure out how you can strike and use it. So, today to get started, we're going to do some warm-ups. All I ask you to do is to put down one Escrima. Now take the other one, put it in your hand, and move it in a circle. So, today I'm going to go through 9 basic strikes. These 9 aren't ones that you typically would see. I'm going to mix them up in an order that's a little bit different, especially if you come from UMAC and you've done Master Harmals. You will see that it's very similar in lots of ways, but I'll do a couple different strikes than he does just because it fits with our upcoming form a little bit better. Forward. And backwards. Okay, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to hug yourself, the hand with the Escrima is on top, change hands, hug yourself. Now, as you're switching, start this off slowly. It's hard. I'm struggling with it a little bit too. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so switch it back and forth. 1, grab 2, 1, grab 2. See how smooth you can make this transition. Whew. Nice. Back and forth, back and forth. Whew. Now feel free to just hug yourself and not worry about the switches, just getting your arms all warmed up. Nice. Okay, now we're going to do a thing called shoulder shrugs. I'm going to have you pick up the other Escrima real fast. We're going to drop it in a second, but use it here. I want you to put the Escrimas out in front of you, hold it with both hands, put it about apart, and shrug your shoulders. Try to get it to higher as much as you can, while keeping your arms relatively straight, a little bit bent, as you roll your shoulders back. Nice. Now roll your shoulders forward, doing the same thing. Dropping it. There you go. Hold it nice and loose. If you want to hold it tight, you can. Make sure you keep going with it a little bit slowly. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to have you guys do something a little bit more complicated. This will take a couple of times to get, and if you struggle, that's okay. Put your Escrima out in front of you. Put one hand up the same. We're going to go here, and we're going to switch it back and forth. So see how I do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand and flip it upside down to my chest. There. My hand is up, here. Then I'm going to continue to raise it as I go here. So my elbow's on my forearm. My hand is facing awkwardly this way. This hand's feeling okay. And then I move it behind my shoulders. To reset, I just bring my elbow through my arm and back down. Let's try it again. This elbow is going to come through over the top of this hand. So elbow through, up, and back. Then once you've got that, try on the other side. I'm going to turn this hand upside down so it's facing up here. Shove it between my elbow and back. Switch back and forth. 1, 2. If you're struggling with this, that's okay. You go your speed. It's okay if you're not super fast, and it's okay if you can't do it super fast. What I don't want you to do is go super fast and do it wrong. So, flip your hand up, tuck the elbow through, reset to 1. Other side, 2. This is another good one for nunchucks as well. 3, 4, nice, 5, and 6. Nice, nice, nice. Now, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Now let's get warmed up with some strikes. Now I'm going to go to the feet cam here because the stepping is important. So let's actually just work on the stepping first. The stepping first. So, on the steps, it's important that I step out, 1, step back. So I'm going to step into my strikes today. Step into my strikes so I have power. Practice going back and forth like this a couple of times. Really just kind of move forward fast. Shuffle your knees. It's not quite a front stance, but it's where we're going to rest our weight. 1, 2. Do it a couple of times. So we're going to do our first 2 strikes. We're going to go 1, then we're going to bring it back 2. My goal is to hit the collarbone. So sideways, 1, 2. See how I'm bringing my elbow? I'm making this muscle before I come out and strike. 1, 2. Try it out. 1 strike, 2 strike. Again. 1 strike, 2 strike. Again. 1 strike, 2 strike. Again. 1 strike, 2 strike. Now what I want you to try is this. 1 with your strike, 2. So if I go to the split screen real fast, 1 step, 2. The foot I'm stepping with is the one that's striking. So I'm striking over my front foot. 1, 2. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm going sideways now. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good job, good job. Now what I want you to work on is our 3, 4. So our 3, I'm hitting somebody in the ribs. Notice how I'm kind of like stepping off to the side to do that? That's how I want you to do it. It's the same stance that I was doing before, except I'm rotating a bit more into it. I always like to think it's like I'm throwing a piece of pizza. 1. I'm doing this upset knife hand strike. So try this out. 1 step, then bring it across. 2 step. 1 up, hands up. 2 down. So try it again. 1, 2. 1, 2, or more exact. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4. Okay, nice. So now we're going to move on to a poke. Just a simple poke. And I want you to try to twist it up here. This is our diaphragm, and it doesn't feel great to be hit. Especially if somebody's acting really tough, their shoulders are back, they're showing off their muscles, they start charging towards you, bam, can knock the wind out of anybody. So, try it out. We're just going to do 1 hand for now, and then we'll switch our hands and do the same thing. This is just going to be 5, though, not 5 and 6. Ready? So, step, stab, shh, 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 shh. Switch your hands. Try it out. Shh, 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 shh. Nice. Okay, so let's put all 5 together. So, 1, step back. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do this sideways. Let's do it again. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Okay. Let's do it one more time. Ready? Go. 1, step, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now, let's move forward. So, 6 is going to be a little bit different. So, I believe, if I remember right, with Master Hermel, 6 and 7 were upward strikes, which works well. I'm going to do low strikes now. We're going to strike towards the feet. So we're going to go 1 strike, 2 strike towards the knee. It's going to be like our 3 and 4, except we're moving down. We're moving down. So ready? Same steps. 1, step, step, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Or better yet, 6, 7. 6, 7. One more time. 6, 7. Now, 2 of my favorite strikes of all time. We're going to come up and around and poke down. So, here's what I want you to do. Poke forward for me. It's that same motion, right? You're hitting something in the chest. Now we're going to come up and around. So, take this same poke, move it to the side. Raise it up, drop. I'm going to do this right-handed so it shows off a bit better. Poke, off, up, down. So you're coming around. So do again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now just go straight up and around. Ready? Down. Again. 3, 4. Now we're going to come around. 1. Here. Switch to the side. Raise it up. Poke. 1. Poke. Again. One more time. Now these strikes I'm not going to use in our form today, but it does talk about the motion is going to feel familiar with one of the blocks that we do. So to the side, opposite side, raise, down. Now let's go back and forth. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. 8, 9. 8, 9. Now 10 I'm going to go fast with. It's just straight down. So just like we do a poke forward, it's just a strike down. So bring it back, rotate your hand through, have some power. See if you can get it to make any noise. Now you don't want to throw it too hard to where you break your shoulder. Go fast, stop. We're not hitting through their entire body, we're stopping right there. So 1, try it out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do all 10 now, all 10. Ready? I'm going to go regular split cam, or no split cam first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same foot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do it to the side now. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same foot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, split cam forward. Ready? Final time. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same foot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Hopefully you're not too tired, because that wasn't a lot. But now we're going to get into the form. This form is called trace. And maybe if I'm lucky enough, Master Luck will help me demonstrate it. Oh, I'm not sure how lucky I am. But if not, that's okay. We're just going to go through the 3 combos and talk about why we do it. Okay, so the first strike is this. And actually, you know what? Before we do trace, let's do a simpler one. We're going to do 3 count. 3 count. To the Chodan bows, the brown and red belts, you've seen this before, kind of. I'm going to add an extra strike. Pick up 1, stick, and we're going to try it out. So you guys know how we went 1. Now we're going to go 1. I believe this is 4, 2. So our strikes. 1, 4, 2. Notice what I'm doing is first hit, I'm stepping through and I'm striking hard. The next hit, I'm ducking low so I can hit. And then my final hit, I'm going to bring it up again so I strike. So I go high, low, high. So let's try this out. 1, 4, 2. Again. 1, 4, 2. Now try swinging through a little bit. 1, 4, 2. One more time. 1, 4, 2. Again. 1. Ooh. 1, 4, 2. Again. 1, 4, 2. 1, 4, 2. Now try it with your other hand. This is going to be a bit more difficult. Remember, our ones across. Our ones across. 1, 4, 2. Try it again. 1, 4, 2. So I'm striking high. I'm hitting them across the face. If you want to go collarbone, you can as well. But I'm striking through. I'm hitting them in the knee. Then I'm hitting high. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not 4. Oh, man. I'm messing up a whole bunch. So ready? Go. Head, low, high. Ready? Go again. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Again. Swing through, strike, hit. So keep your motion going this time. As you strike, you missed, hit, hit. One more time. Now let's try it back and forth. Back and forth. So when I step with this, 1, 2, 3, step back, 1. I'm stepping out into that skinny front stance so I can do these strikes harder. Ready? Let's start with our left first. Step forward with your right foot. 1, 2, 3. Step, step. 1, 4, 2. Step, step. 1, 4, 2. 1, 4, 2. See if you can go a bit faster. Nice. Now freeze. I have a challenge for you. If you're in your house, be careful. Be careful with this. But if you have a partner who can do this as well, try it out with them. Remember, you should be stepping in all the same direction, but it should be mirrored, or not mirrored. So if I step out this foot, the other person should step out there. So you both step with your left foot out, so you clash your sticks. If you don't have a partner, you're here by yourself, that works. That is okay. Do it with me. Do it with me. So start off slow and work your way up. Let's start off slow and go. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, 3. Let me go slower. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Faster. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Nice. Oh, hopefully you're sticking up. I know it's hard by yourself. If you're doing it with a partner, hopefully you're still going slow. And slow it down. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. So I got one more concept today. One more concept. We're going to go through trace. I'm going to do this for probably around 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm going to go through the strikes. If you don't have a partner, that's okay. If you have a partner, you guys can practice this back and forth when time comes. But first, let's do this all together. Trace we're going to do with one stick only. And the first strike we're going to do is the 3, coming across. So, practice that out. Step, bam. Now, after you just try to hit somebody, they're going to probably want to hit you back. Now, I want you to think to yourself, how could they hit you? What are the strikes? You got 1, 2, but most likely they either evaded the strike or they stepped into the strike. So what's the next thing that comes naturally if they step in? Is it coming diagonal? Well, it can be. I think it's coming straight down or coming at the diagonal this way. So either doing our, I'm remembering, 7 or our 10. So I do this strike, they're going to come straight down on my forehead. I need to block it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to move my body back and shoot my hand up to parry it down that way. Now, go to this move for me. the most common mistake when I see in trace, especially with black belts, and even when I've taught it to brown and red belts before, is they want to do this. But that doesn't make a lot of sense. Why not? Is this the path of most resistance? Are you taking more time to do this? And it does work. Or are you taking more time to do this? So, put your hand, go to your 3, go across your body, hand up. Woo-woo. Is it easier to raise it straight up here or to come around? To raise straight up, because remember, they just blocked this, they're going to come immediately down at you. So you want to hit and take the fastest route up the parry. So try it out. 1 strike, up. See how I'm making almost a 90 degree, a right angle, a triangle here? I forget what the triangle is called. Feel free to type in the comments if you remember, but I don't remember. I haven't taken geometry in ages. So I strike, I go here. Now I don't want to actually bring it here because that's how I'm going to hurt myself on my shoulder, but I'm just going to raise it up. 1, 2, 3. So again, 1, 2. So I just parried their strike. Their Escrima's going this way. What's my best strike? Straight down. So we're going 1 in, raise up, strike down. So let's try this out. Hold your Escrima. 1, 2, 3. Try it again. 1, 2, 3. As a reminder, it's not 1, 2. This is coming up. You want to be in. Your arm is across your body. So ask yourself when you do this. 3. Up. Is your arm across or are you open? Can you see your chest? Can you not? If you were looking in the mirror. 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to switch my hands for the people who find it easier to be looking at me right the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Again. Shh, shh, shh. You can do whatever hand you want as long as your hand's mirrored on your opponent. Meaning that if you use their left hand, they use their left hand. Ready? Again. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Most people prefer right, just a heads up. Okay. So now we're going to do the opposite end of this. So if this is an Escrima form, what makes sense is we take the other person's part and then we counter it. It's kind of like a give and take, right? It's kind of like the ebb and flow, like the ocean crashing against the beach. One side does one thing, the other side does the opposite, and they switch back and forth. So, what's the first strike of our combo? Let's do it real fast. 1. It's this strike here. How do you counter that strike? Well, there's a couple different ways. Today, we're going to step into it and reverse out. Now, this is a hard strike to do, but what's important is I'm swinging through. I'm hitting the stick and I'm reflecting it. 1. So, take your Escrima, put it out for me. Flip it upside down. Now, open your shoulder up and twist. So bring your elbow up, make your 90 degree, twist into it. I always like to say it's almost like you're turning a big, you're stirring a huge pot of hot chocolate. So I'm going here, I'm flipping. My wrist, my palm is facing outwards, away from me. I bring it across my body. I'm opening the door. So, go again. Your Escrima's down here. Flip it upside down. Bring it across. One more time. So, the stick is coming in. It's coming to hit my ribs. I deflect. I move either into it, to go against the grain, or I move out of the way as I strike here to slow down the motion. So, I either get out of the way. Today, we're going to get out of the way. In. What do I do? What do I do? Well, we already answered the question, right? So he goes here. Next part's here. So I need to hit a strike that works with this. I'm going to go 1, and all I'm going to do is flip this Escrima up and go 2. Now I can do my, I believe this is what I said, 7 today. However, we're going to go straight down, okay? So 1 strike. We let it go through. We block it. We immediately go into the next easiest motion. I don't need to make this complicated. I don't go shh, because that's too slow. So again, 1, 2. Do it with me. 1, 2. Again, 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. See how my hand's flipping up? So slow motion. Flip, upside down. Palms facing away from me. I bring my shoulder in as I tuck my body back. Then the second I hit, I strike. I strike. Are you ready? And go. 1, 2. Again. 1, 2. Now, third thing. Let's check what the other side does, right? It goes 1, 2. He strikes back down. So here, I strike. I know he's about to strike. What's the easiest motion here? What's the easiest motion to deflect this move? Is it coming across or is it coming straight up? Try it out. Put your stick in front of you. Is it easier to twist your body this way or just raise it up? To me, it's just the simple motion. It's me shooting my back of my hand to the ceiling. Me coming around feels like I'm using a little bit too much energy. My body's not in rotation. Can I do this? Yeah, this still works. I could go 1, 2, 3. It's a nice motion. I can make it work. But for today, we're going here. We're raising straight up. So ready? Go. 1, 2, up. Again. 1, 2, up. I'm making my little house. It's into my body. My chest is open. So 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, twist it up. Palm backwards. 2, 3. Now try this out. As it's coming in, my leg moves back so I can avoid it. As I come down, I need power, so I step into it like we were before. But then as he's striking back, I want to move away. So 1, 2, 3. Try it with your steps. 1, 2, 3. So now let's combine the two of them. We're going to go back and forth because I just don't do one section 10 times and then the other section 10 times. I do one section, then the other. And we keep switching back and forth. So I want you to think in your head which section you want to start with. Do you want to start with a strike first or a block first? Okay. Whatever you answered, it doesn't matter. We're starting with a strike. Another thing that helps me with this is it goes strike, block, block, strike, block. Strike, block, block, strike, block. That just helps me out. So we're going to start with our strike. Strike, block, strike, block, strike, block. I'm going to do this really slow because I know it can be complicated when we start to throw things together. So, strike in. Raise the stick up. Show me your muscles across your body. 2. Strike straight down. 3. Move back. Avoid the hit. Clash here. Wrist out. 1. Strike straight down. 2. Back up. 3. Okay, let's do it again. Strike. Block. Strike. Block. Strike. Block. Again. Strike. Block. Away from my body. Elbows closed. Strike. Block. Strike. Block. Now, good job. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. I'm going to give you, there's my clock, let's say 3 minutes to try to work on this with a partner, if you have a partner. I did see that Oliver Claflin and Nick, I always mispronounce your last name, so I'm not going to say it. Mr. Nick and Mr. Ollie are here maybe doing class with us. So if you are, feel free to work together on this. If you make a mistake, that's okay. Remember, one person does one section, one person does the other. Keep it slow. We're not going fast right now because that's how we're going to accidentally get an Escrima to the head. If you don't have a partner, you're going to go with me. So whatever section I'm doing, you're doing the opposite one. So if I'm blocking first, then you should be doing your strike. Are you ready? Let's go. So I'm going to block first. You strike first. So you go strike. Now block. Don't let me hit you. Strike. Now I'm going to strike, so get ready to block. Block. Strike me. Block. So again, I'm going to block this time. Strike. Block. Strike. Strike. Block. Block. strike, block. I have to do it opposite, so I'm struggling a bit. So ready? Let's do it again. Strike, block, strike. Block, strike, block. Strike, block, strike. Block, strike, block. Strike, block, strike. Block, strike, block. All right. So now I'm going to start off slow and I'm going to start to go faster. See if you can keep up with me. If you can't, that's okay. Just go on your own time. I'm not watching you. I'm not going to give you negative marks. I can't see you. Now, your parents may be judging you. I can tell you right now, they're constantly judging you. But I'm not. So you do whatever you want. Parents, feel free to help them out a little bit. Or if your parents aren't watching, you're good to go. Just do your best. Ready? I'm going to start off. I'm not going to say the words this time. You do the opposite of what I'm doing. Oh man, I messed that up. So if you're doing good, good job. I'm gonna restart again. Ready? Block. Ooh, good job. Nice. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. So that was my Escrima portion, the fun portion of the class. Now I'm going to show you guys a couple of cool things. Now I want to mention, this is not Kali. This is not Escrima that we do in our Taekwondo or combat Hapkido classes. None of that. What we're doing here is sports karate or fun Taekwondo-y things that we do in BlackBelt Club class, such as how to do a thumb roll and how to do figure eights and stuff like that. So, if you came here for the Escrima, that's great. I will see you next time. But if you want to learn some cool martial arty things, stick around. Also, if you do Escrima, this is a good way to get some good control over it. If you're feeling like it's a separate entity than yourself, this is a good time to kind of get more accustomed with how it feels, how it spins, how you move it. So, to get started, let's do the things that I was kind of working on last week, which is our figure eights and our inverse figure eights. I want you to grab a little bit below the center of the Escrima and put your stick out in front of you. This is your top side. If you want to mark your top side with tape, go for it. If you don't need to, that's all good. I like to make a mental note, top side. I'm going to take the top side of my Escrima and move it away from my body. Away. So look at how I do this sideways. The top of my Escrima goes away from my head, comes into my body, and comes back out. So my Escrima is moving away. Do this slowly. Make sure that your Escrima is getting away from you at first before it comes back around. Do that a couple of times. Now, first, you may be holding it really tight. I always like to say make the okay grip. Going okay, grab it on the side. It lets you spin a bit faster because if you're holding these, it's so stiff. Away from your body. Do it 10 times for me. At your own pace. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do it really fast. You do not need to do that. Nice. Once you got that, try it on your other side. And do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You may have gone slower than me. That's okay. I'm going to do 10 more just in case you are going slower. If you are doing this really fast, you got this down, hey, I get it. You're a champ. Stick with me here. Because later on, when I show you a new trick, you're going to be like, Master Nick, I don't get it. It's because you didn't understand the basics before. This is a large part of the basics. I will be doing this when I show you a brand new move today. If you don't understand how to do this well, then that move is going to be a really big struggle. Now, same thing, except we're going to move it towards our head. So the top of my Escrima comes towards my head. So look how I turn sideways. It comes in before it comes out. See how I'm making this okay grip? That makes it easier. If I don't have an okay grip, I have to move my body a whole bunch to do it. Okay grip lets me spin it. So, I'm here towards my head, and I spin. Nice, and do this 10 times at your own pace. Nice, 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 nice. Also, if you have any questions, parents, I'm going to be looking at questions in about 5 to 10 minutes here. So if you have questions, ask it now in chat, so it'll already be there when I open it up and I look through. If you try to ask it when I say, okay, time for questions, there's a 30-second delay. I'll see that there's no questions, and I'll just end the stream. So ask it now so I see that there's questions so I can answer. Now, same thing, other side. Towards your head. Look at me. Towards. Now, the okay grip isn't going to work as well here. You may need to switch to your pinky. That's fine too. Whatever works. But it's going towards my head, not away. Do this slowly. Even if you've done this a million times with me in demo team, right? Do this slowly. It's these basics. The kids that skip this part and just start doing figure eights on their own without actually understanding this concept are the ones that struggle the most when I get to advanced kicks. The kids that have never touched a bow staff before but do these basics with me are the ones that don't struggle. I remember a demo team session I had, and this was a while ago. I had one kid who's never touched a bow staff before, right? And I was teaching him these things. And he struggled at first, he did. And then a whole team that was just goofing around afterwards, like, oh, I know how to do these things. And then I started to show them a new trick they've never learned before. And the only kid that got it down in the class was the kid that struggled. Because he understand the mechanics. He had to conceptualize it first, and it just wasn't natural. So now, we're going to combine these things to a regular figure eight. Now look at my regular figure eight. Look what happens. I do one on my outside, one on the other side. 1, 2. But my regular figure eight, my top of my Escrima goes away from my body, so when I reset it, it goes away. Try out your regular figure eight. This is something you know well. You're probably not even thinking about it and you're doing it, but try to break it down into elements in your head. I go one side, one side. Even if you already know how to figure eight, break it down more. Nice. Now we're going to do an inside figure eight. And it's that same motion. But instead, I go towards my head. 1, towards my head. 2. I see a lot of kids, when I say inside figure eight, they start doing a regular figure eight. Like, Master Nick, do I have it? Not quite. Because they're going so fast that they're not realizing that the Escrima is moving away from them. Ask yourself this question. When I do my first turn, is it moving towards me or away? If it's moving towards me, it's easier. Another way to think about an inside figure eight is if I'm on a kayak, I want to be pushing myself backwards. I push myself backwards. If I'm doing my regular figure eight, I'm pushing myself forwards. Backwards, reverse, forwards. Nice. Okay, so you got that down. That's great. I'm now going to show you the most advanced thing for any brown and red belts. Demo team members, you may have already known this. Jason, I hope you're here. Jason called this the Jedi move, I think he called it. He said, oh, I already know how to do this. I've watched Star Wars. And I thought, okay, well, props to you on just watching this and knowing what to do, because it's a hard one. It's a hard one. We're going to use our elements that we learned in today's class. You know this flip upside down? We're using that. So, I'm going to put my Escrima out to the side of me. And I'm going to do my part 1 of my figure eight. Move the stick away from my head. Then, I'm going to do this block forward. So I move it away. I do this block forward. I flip it back up and I reset. 1, block forward, up, reset. This is my triple spin. Now I'm going really fast with this. Let's break it down. 1 away. Flip up. Back to the center. Up. Now, look at my hands without an Escrima. Look what I do. So I have it. 1, 2, 3. Now, if I turn slightly sideways so you can see it. 1, 2, 3. Now, try that out with just your hands. Your hands here. Bring it behind your back. Flip it upside down. Twist your shoulder forward. Flip it up. Twist your shoulder back. Behind your back. Open it up just a little bit. Flip. Shoulder forward, back. 1, 2, 3. It's not the Escrima that's doing the move. It is your hips and shoulders that are doing it. That's something I didn't mention in the Collie segment or in the Escrima segment when we were doing actual striking and things. This strike is good, but it's not the stick that's doing it. The stick has the impact, but it's my motion, it's my hip, it's my rotation into it that has the move. It's your body, not the final element, right? So if you take your stick and you did what you just did with your hands, and you just loosely grab it between your two fingers, guess what happens? It does it. I move my shoulder back, I flip it upside down, I come forward. One, flip. I'm doing the same thing I did, except I'm loosely grabbing it with these two fingers. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you got that really well down, you're like, Master Nick, my name is Jason, and I've had this down since the first time you showed it to me. Well, I want you to try doing it with your other hand. And if you still got that down, and you're like, Master Nick, this is so easy. Again, I still have it down. Try both hands. If you got both hands, try doing one, then the other. Oh, man, I messed that up. See, that's the one I need to work on. One of my favorite moves of all time, and it works with every single weapon we do. It is a triple spin into an inverse figure 8. So, if you want something to work on at home, and you're like, I'm just messing around with the Escrimas, I'm bored, I have nothing to do, practice your triple spin. The second it comes up here, turn your belly sideways and do your inverse figure 8. Show it to me the next time you're in class. I can't wait to see it. 1, whoop. If you can add finger rolls to it too. Oh my goodness, this is all way too advanced. Okay, I'm going to go grab my phone for comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Okay. I'm almost there. Thank you for being with me here today with BlackBelt Club. I know it's a little bit more of a subdue class compared to a lot of my other brown and red and purple, green, and blue belt ones, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. I think sometimes a calm class can do wonders. I 100% believe that. Also, if you haven't, go to watch Master Love's stretching classes. Those I think are the best slow, calm classes that kind of help you relax quite a bit. Families watch that as well. I've almost got it up. There we are. Woo. Okay. Inside figure 8. Okay, I'm going to go over that again. Ooh, I'm glad to see that Sean's here. And also, Sean's here. So, that is Sean Greenhall. Ooh. Actually, I think it's Sean and then his mother is watching as well. Isabella, I'm glad to see you're here. Oh, and Lynn, Aiden, and Kaylee. Okay. Oh, I love Caitlin Riley. And Brandon. Brandon, I didn't know you knew Caitlin. What? Okay. So, I'm glad you guys are together so you can practice your thing. So, the question I got was, need more instruction on the inside figure 8. So, break this down slowly. If you need to, I always advise, I don't have tape laying around here, but tape the top of your stick so you know it's your top. Because when you can't tell the difference, it can get confusing. If you know this is your top, then you know, bring it towards your head, bring it right by your shoulder, bring it back up, and then freeze once it's back up. You know this is the top of your stick, so that's easy to tell. So do that. Then same thing on the other side. Move my hand over towards my head, not away, towards. 1. In. Do that 10 times. And then once you got it, start here, go towards, freeze. Take a deep breath in. Do it on the other side. So as I'm doing this, as I'm going back and forth, that's my motion. Sometimes, I know I have a tendency, I've heard this before, that I go, okay, here's the move, go for it, and I go way too fast with it. Start it off slowly, just go 1, 2. Just like when we did our Escrima today, when we were working on our strikes, we didn't just combine them all together into 1, 2, 3. We went first strike, second strike, third strike. It's the same thing with everything in martial arts. 1 spin around, 2 spin around, combine them into that one move. Sideways, towards my head, both sides of my body. All right, so I don't see any other questions. Thank you guys for being here today. Work on these things. I know it's hard, and I know I may have shown you one or two things that you're like, Master Nick, I have no idea how to do. That's okay. I'm giving you these Black Belt classes, or Black Belt Club classes, a little bit harder so you can rewatch and you have some more Taekwondo to do at home. Rewatch this class. And then the next time you go through, I may be going just the right speed. And then the third time you watch it, I may be going too slow for you. Also, hopefully you got down trace well. That's a black belt Escrima form. So if you're a brown and red belt and you know it, you're one step ahead above everybody else. Thank you guys for being here today. I cannot wait to see you guys next time. Potentially next Monday. We'll see what happens. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the comments after I end the stream. I will be in there for the next 2 to 3 minutes to answer. Oh, I haven't ended it yet. Ian, you want to use nunchucks? We will. But guess what? The things we did today on the sports karate element can be used with nunchucks. Do the same things that we just did with nunchucks, and you'll be surprised how well they work out.